What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamisha, also known as the Codepreneur, as well as your transformational coach here on YouTube, keeping it raw, real, and relatable. So something I really want to talk about as we go through this CEO series, and I have to be honest with you guys. This, I feel, from my experience on this entrepreneurial journey, this is something that most, if not all, entrepreneurs don't tell you. And if you want to know what it is, stay tuned. All right, guys, so let's jump right into this video. So what I want to do, I want to share with you some insight into my experience as I expand my business from not just working with occupational therapy students, but just like-minded people that really want to be able to get out of niche confusion. They want to get out of a job where they feel burnt out. Maybe they're just simply confused and they need direction. So in the last video, I talked about what transformational coaching is. Go ahead and check that out. If you haven't, it's going to make a lot more sense when I do use that term, transformational coaching. But really, it's simply just that. It's really just shifting and changing and becoming the person that you desire and the person that you know that you're supposed to be. So I should really say it's getting over the barriers that's holding you stuck. So my experience is this. A lot of times, especially on social media, we see people that were like, man, they're doing so great in life. And they're like, oh man, I made $100,000 in 30 days. Okay. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. That is very rare that people say, out of nowhere, I made $100,000 in 30 days. That is usually because they have a build up, right? That is usually because they have already been through a lot of trial and error, failures, testing, right? And they get to the point where now they have a system, they have a flow, and now they can really generate that kind of revenue. So I always feel a certain way when people make these statements. Now, it's not to say that you can't do $20,000 in like 30 days. It always comes with testing. It always comes through trial and error. Now, what I could tell you is mentorship definitely helps to speed up the process. But even with a mentor, you're still going to run into a situation where there's going to be some failure. You're going to still need to do some testing. And sometimes you might get a mentor and you're not even ready for your mentor, right? So that's going to set you back because now you have to do the groundwork, really get clear on your messaging. Now, if you want to get into coaching like what I'm doing, you got to get clear on your message. I even find myself getting confused with my own message, right? Because I'm such a multi-passionate individual, I have to constantly remind myself to try to stay on a one-track kind of mindset. Not to say that I completely negate everything that I love, but I try to find ways and means to incorporate what I love with the things that I'm doing. And trust me, guys, I'm a work in progress. Your girl's a work in progress. And, you know, you're going to see all of that stuff. And I'm going to make sure I talk about it as I go through this year, to expanding my online business, but also realizing that this is going to cost, right? It's going to cost money for mentorship. It's going to cost money to build a business. So even though I am a stay-at-home mom now, I'm no longer practicing in the clinic. I service my students through my mentorship program, but I realize in order to excel and achieve what I want to achieve, I do need to have more of a steady income. Now, for other people that might be far along in their entrepreneurial journey, they may have a system where now their income is really like sustaining them. But what I found to be the truth is when you are building a coaching business, it's like a roller coaster, right? You have really high this plan. You have really high days where you're doing really well and you're making some, good amount of sales, and then you have low days or low times where you're not making as much, right? And there's certain goals that me and my husband are planning for 2024, going into 2025 and beyond, that I really need to have something consistent. Now, of course, I have an entrepreneur heart, so I'm not one to really stay in a 9 to 5, but you have to know when it's time to do your 9 to 5. And this is the time for me to really transition into instructional design. I mentioned that before on my channel. That is something I am learning. But at the end of the day, my heart is definitely in entrepreneurship. It's in coaching. So I decided that I need to kind of pull back and really take my time and really invest in my business, in my brand. And I mean, you guys are going to see, as you continue to follow me, you're going to start seeing things change and shift. And that's just the beauty of growth. That's the beauty of development. And as I mentioned here on my channel, it's all about professional growth as well. So these are the 3 things I want to tell you that I feel that many entrepreneurs don't tell people that are aspiring to be entrepreneurs, don't tell new coaches that are aspiring to be coaches, and just people that just want to get into business. The first thing you need to understand is that it takes hard work, it takes patience, and it takes discipline. Okay? So in order to start your entrepreneur journey, you need to have those 3 things set up and in line. Okay? You need to realize that it's about working smarter, not harder, but it's still going to be work that you have to do. The next thing is you need to be patient because things will take time. And the third thing, and then the most important thing, is you need to be disciplined. And that is my kryptonite, right? You need to be disciplined. And I know with me, I can do things, but there's certain things that will fall by the wayside. So it's really balancing all 3 of those things. And you need to understand that when you are starting a business, the very, very, very first thing is not, maybe coming up with an idea and starting a website or going on social media. None of those things are the first step. The very, very, very first step is this: to have an end result vision. You will not be able to measure where your business is trying to go. You will not be able to properly plan out the goals for your business. You will struggle with your overall message, right? And just getting started, you have to understand that once you have a vision, your vision is your ultimate. It's like, this is the impact I want to be known for. This is the impact I want to be left behind. So I'm not just going to tell you guys stuff. I'm going to give you practical things to kind of make all of the stuff that I'm talking about today a reality for you as you start your business. So like I said, it's important to have a vision, right? Use this technique, right? The way you can formulate your vision to really see it, because I know people say, oh, just write down what you want. No, it's more than that. And in the book of Habakkuk 2:2, in the scriptures in the Bible, it tells us to write our vision and to make it plain. I suggest you go ahead and you take a look at that because it's a very good scripture to understand. So what I would recommend you do is write out your eulogy. Okay? Write out your eulogy. And the reason I say that because it makes you think differently. And I tried this and I was like, wow, this really made me think. And you want to ask yourself, what would you want somebody to say on your behalf? Okay? What would you want to be remembered for? So if you go ahead and you write out your eulogy, it helps you to think differently. It helps you to think long term versus in the short term. And then it also lets you think and helps you, especially if you are somebody that's multi-passionate, or you're confused on your niche, you're not quite sure what you want to do with your life, you're not sure what kind of job you want to work in. Write out your eulogy. Write out what you want to be able to leave behind when you are not here. That is like, that was like mind blowing to me. So that should be the very first thing you should do starting out for your business. Okay. Now, the next thing, and I currently am doing this, and I've done this in the past, that a lot of entrepreneurs don't tell you, is they have mentors. Okay. It may seem like they're doing all of this stuff on their own, but they have mentors. So when you're finding a mentor, you want to look for a mentor that inspires you. And the way they inspires you is through their lifestyle as well as their brand, how they talk, what they do. So what you're looking for, a mentor that matches your vision of where you're trying to go. It doesn't mean that that mentor needs to be like way up there, but you want to at least find someone that holds the morale and the values, and they're also working in what you would like to do. So for example, if you're somebody that, you know, you want to be a restaurant owner, let's just say that you want to be a restaurant owner, but you want to have a restaurant in a certain way, that is the kind of person or people you're going to look for, someone that is moving in that kind of way. And then you go up to them, you ask them, can you mentor me? And a lot of times people that are coaching others, they're going to charge, and you need to be willing to pay, especially if you have been following them. And that's key. Never just pick a mentor just all based off of one or two videos. You want to follow these people and really see how they work, see their journey, and it should inspire you, right? Your mentor should always inspire you, and they should always fill in the gap of whatever you feel like you're missing, right? You need to be able to relate. And I've been blessed to find mentors, and I've also been blessed to take courses that has helped me to excel on this whole path of learning online business, and, you know, helping to mentor others to kind of get them to from one level to another level. So now the third thing I want to mention that I feel, again, not enough entrepreneurs tell people when they're getting started is that if you're struggling with your vision, you need to get into your vision environment. Okay, so Tamisha, what is a vision environment? So when I say vision environment, you want to place yourself in a position that you can feel like you are living in that life that you are yawning to get. So for example, go to the car dealership. You know you're not going to buy, but go to the car dealership anyway and sit inside your dream car. Ask them, can I do a test drive? And drive it. Feel the interior, even smell if you have to, but get the vision of you actually driving in your dream car. Another example is go to an open house, right? Go to a house that you would say to yourself, man, if I could have a house like this would be it. And you go and you walk around that house for an open house, right? You see how everything is designed. You take a mental picture. Another example is, you know, save up money. Save up your money, and instead of opting for a regular, standard plane ticket, take it up a notch and go into first class. Experience what it feels like to be in first class. And all of this gives you energy, right? And it inspires you. It helps keep you when you feel like you are falling apart and things are just not working out, and you're just getting upset. And the last thing I want to tell you is it's okay to cry. It's okay to sit in silence sometimes. It's okay to get emotional when you are trying to figure this whole world of business out, but you never want to quit. You never want to quit. And that's what I'm learning, guys. Like, I am learning that this journey is not easy. And one thing that you don't want to do is be eager to get results very quickly, because it blinds you, right? It blinds you when you want to get rich quick. Of course, we all want to get rich quick, right? And the process of getting rich quick is actually following specific principles and procedures and systems. It's going to shorten the time and it's going to lessen the failures, but at the end of the day, you still have to go through the process. All right. So a Bible verse I want to leave you guys with is Proverbs 13:11. And this is something that I was kind of keeping in my mind. Like, you know what, Tamisha, throughout this process, just remember this. And it says Proverbs 13:11, and this is from the ESV version. It says, wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. So, yeah, this is my message for you guys today. Continue to follow me on my CEO series. Whenever I post CEO in the title description, you know I'm talking about entrepreneurship. You know I'm talking about business. All right, guys, until next time, bye-bye.